Well,
Don't tell
man,
me we're
listen,
recording
man.
now.
Hey, y'all, we are back. We got my man Kev back with us this week.
I'm back.
What's up, Kev?
I got lost again on 285. But
Boy,
Uh,
this dude, you get lost one more time.
hey, man, we
that's my
are
excuse. I'm sticking to it.
we are the Cool Ass Nerdy Dudes podcast.
No doubt.
It's like, oh, you got it coming up.
Oh
We
man,
don't have it no more. Okay.
I mean, well, so okay. Full disclosure, we
He didn't pay the
normally
bill.
We normally have our engineer, Ill Will, the baddest AV tech in the city. He's out with Jeezy right now. He's on tour
Okay.
with Jeezy
Word.
right now.
Okay.
So
Hey.
he out there making that paper, man. You know, so I can't
Sure.
I can't
You
afford.
mean Jeezy pays more than you do? Oh, I just can't believe that. He paid, man. I would have put in some money. Man, I would have put in $5-6.
Hey man,
Jeezy,
making,
Jeezy over us, man.
Jeezy making that paper right now.
Is he?
Man. Yeah.
Over us,
Wow.
Jeezy.
So how long is he gonna be out there with him?
He's been out there since last week, and he's out there till Sunday.
Okay.
So they doing spot dates periodically.
Yeah.
So he's just in and out, you know,
Okay.
throughout the summer. They doing
Okay.
stuff. So they're working.
It's that
So
time of
anyway, he's normally handles our graphics and stuff, and so we're kind of rolling. You know, it's just us right now. So
Well, we're gonna do
we
what
out,
we do.
we out here,
supposed to be.
we out here raw dogging it.
Hey.
Hey, is it that kind of
Want to
show
do that in
tonight?
this day and time.
We doing
That's why these seats got this stuff in it. I'm gonna bring some
boy.
scrub for that.
Okay, I'm going back to 285. I'm leaving up out of here. I'll catch
I'm
y'all.
gonna sit there. I'm gonna watch that the whole time. I think it's gonna start moving in a minute. But John won't tell us what happens in the studio prior to us being here. So
Hey man,
anyway,
nothing happens in the
nothing,
studio.
nothing. No,
Hey,
it's
listen,
straight
business,
music
business.
and talking.
It's just
music
music,
podcast.
Yeah.
Just music. You
Music
know,
business.
they say sex, drugs, and rock and roll. It's just
Not here.
rock and roll.
Nerdy stuff here.
Okay.
Nerdy.
Just nerds.
That's
nerds.
right.
We're nerds.
Hey,
Cool
that's
ass nerdy dudes.
We are
That's
a
it.
different type of studio.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
Gospel music.
You can bring your kids to the studio. That's how-
Exactly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sweet.
Church
right.
music.
Just don't bring your auto to them.
All right. So for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking.
Show
about,
number 5.
Yeah. This is episode number
Episode
5. We've been
5.
talking about
Music and
music
its influence
and
on
its
cultures.
terrible influences.
Toxic.
On the toxic influences on the culture, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The
Particularly- yeah.
toxicity.
Pretty bad.
And so we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
conversation.
people were vibing with us. They were talking. They were giving us feedback, and they were like, "Yo, this is an interesting topic." I've got some feedback, even not just talking about the hip hop and how it affects children in this day and our kids in this day and time, but some of the stuff I brought up about how radio stations are programming us as the older adults. And I was listening again. I start listening. If we're gonna talk about it, I try to listen. And I listened to 102.9 today. I listen to it once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, during the day, Niecy Shaw, I don't know if we know her, you know her or whatever, but she's nice. Niecy
Okay.
Shaw, I give it to her.
All right.
She's one of the few that will veer off and not only play, like I said, with R&B, I feel they try to put us in that funk now, by playing slow music all day. But Niecy Shaw will not only veer off and give us some upbeat and make us feel like we did back in the day when we listened to the radio, but she plays some rare stuff. Instead of the top 10 back in the day, remember the top 10 and they play the same songs 20 times a day?
man.
She plays rare stuff today. And so I give it to shout out to Niecy Shaw. If she ever sees this show, you are an inspiration during the day for radio. She's positive, a little gossipy, but that's what the people want, I guess. In the mainstream radio, that's what they want. They want the gossip.
Yeah.
They want the negative, the who's
The tea.
doing who's doing drugs, who's dying, who's whatever. But
Kick too.
but I got a nice variety during the day. That's a good thing about being at work during the day. Man, I got CLK. I got CLK, I got WRFG, and I got her. And then I got talk radio because I listen to 95.5, which is pretty cool. It's more conservative, but a lot of you can't say that as a black person. Oh, you listen to conservative radio? You must be a Republican. Boy, if we don't get away from that,
Yeah.
get away from that's another episode though. We talk about
I listen to 94, whatever that is, 94.
Must not be that good. You don't even know what you're in. 1, 2, 3, 8. Maybe it's 8. Maybe 10. 94.10.
Man, whatever comes up on the dial, man, I don't really care. If it's not 91.9 or if it's not NPR, it's one of the other stations on the corner. It might be 93.9. I don't even know. Yeah. It's the next station up, or it might be 92.9. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Whatever the next station is, the pop music that my kids have programmed in the car.
Yeah, no doubt.
My kids program the rest of the stations. I have 2 stations programmed.
91.9.
91.9 and NPR.
Okay.
The rest of it is the stations that my kids have programmed.
I got you.
And I listen to whatever they have programmed, honestly.
Okay.
Because that's what that's how I stay current.
Right.
So I don't really care about what station call letters are. I just listen to whatever they have. Mm-hmm. But the cool thing, whatever station I was listening to, it's the station that their theme is the music of today, yesterday, and now, or whatever, or something, or now, yesterday, and then, or something. I can't even remember something like that.
Now, yesterday, and then.
Something. But they played Shannon.
They
played Shannon.
Play?
Yeah, man, they played Shannon today, boy. They had me going, man. I could have got a speeding ticket today. Because you know how you start driving to the tempo of the song.
Yeah, you doing 95.
Oh, man. And GSP pulled up right alongside me. And I was like, oh, shit.
That must be why we give so many tickets during the day. 107.9 had them little brothers and them Dodge Chargers rolling.
Oh, man. GSP pulled up right alongside me today, man. I was like, oh. But I was, let the music play.
You had it loud, too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that took you back. That brought it back.
Oh, man, it was good times.
Yeah. Did she have any other songs besides that? I don't remember any other songs.
She had another song on that was the flip side of that single.
Really?
It sounded just like that one, but it was terrible. It wasn't good. I don't even remember the name of the song, but it was the same beat with a different melody.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good. That's what I remember.
I guess she didn't need another one. That was she ate off of that
When
one.
you get them one-hit wonders, boy.
She ate off of that
good
one.
off that
She
one,
ate off of
man.
that one.
Man, Orange Juice Jones still eating off. I saw you walking in the rain.
Oh, man. You just without me, you just a squirrel trying to get
man.
That's a classic.
Can you imagine?
That's a classic, bro.
What he just gets a call. Hey man, I need you to show up. Do this one song.
That is a classic.
Junior, too late, and Mama used to say, I need you to show up, do these 2 songs.
Hey.
What's your tone low? What's that?
Funky Cold Medina.
Wild
Thing.
And Wild Thing was like the number one song ever. Like, wasn't it the number one selling song ever?
Yeah.
Written by your boy.
Oh, yeah. Young MC?
Yeah.
Young MC.
So they probably both ate off that and still eating.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Man.
Baby Got Back. I know he said he ate off it. He's still eating off that one.
He got to be.
That's all it takes, man.
One mega hit.
Great hit.
That's all it takes, man.
Oh, my God. And it's over. And that goes back to what we were talking about. The songs they played. If they play that song forever and ever on mainstream radio, you get those clicks.
It's a wrap, man.
And then you get the commercial aspect, right? When they get them placed in commercials and movies and all that good stuff.
Yep.
That's when they get that money.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it wins.
It's like residual, huh?
It's residuals, man. I had this conversation with my class today. We were talking about in my class, and we'll get back to the subject on hand.
It's all good.
But one of the things that we were discussing today, I had my students name and research 30 careers involved in music that they had to be able to, find different 30 careers. And one of them was jingle writers.
Yeah.
And so I said, like, cool. Can y'all think of a jingle? And, current jingle. And then one of the students was like, O'Reilly's. No. And there was like, auto parts. Everybody was like, yeah. And I said, think about that. Whoever wrote that, can you imagine how much bank they got for just coming up with that single little hit? And I broke it down to them. I said, imagine if they just got like 12 cents every time that commercial aired. Let's just say that commercial airs 50 times a day on one radio station. 50 times a day in one market on one radio station. And now let's say there are 5 major radio stations in that market. And then that's just one market. Now, multiply that market times 5 markets in that state. Now, you've got 50 states. Now, do that for every day of the week.
Yep.
Now, do that for every day of the month.
Yeah.
Do that for every day of the year.
Yeah.
For 10 years. Because how long you been hearing that commercial?
Yeah.
Forever.
Wow.
And the person just goes to the mailbox and gets a
Takes up
check
his check.
every quarter.
That's sweet.
That's why we need you all to like and subscribe so we can start so we can go to the
And so-
mailbox.
Absolutely.
And so, but anyway, I was explaining to my students, that's the kind of situation that people can do on something like that. But then, you got folks that are coming up with this ratchet stuff, and it's the same kind of repetitive things like that, and they unfortunately are getting that same kind of bank off of shoot a, kill a nigga, suck my, same thing.
Commercial wise, you've heard that on commercials? Well, it depends on the side of the dial you listen to.
Yeah.
'Cause
They
listen
might be
to-
beeping it, but it's still getting to play.
And I know that the artists, they definitely get to play. You see, I saw somebody with Ben Affleck on a Dunkin' Donut commercial. I think it was Ice Spice on a Dunkin' Donuts commercial. You know what I mean? So they definitely get the commercial play. They all over the place. I mean, it's popular, right?
Yeah.
If you want to reach, they have whatever you say about them, they have a big reach, nice big audience that they can get to. So anybody want to tap into it. You know what I mean? So.
And it's sad. You got talented brothers on this couch right here that,
That's right.
should be just up there, should be up there with the biggest boys.
Man.
And but you got it. I don't know who's making it.
Last week, like when we read those lyrics to the Bruno Mars song, well, I mean, come on, man.
That's being pushed to our children, dude.
I mean,
That's being pushed to
how
our
you
children.
go from 24 karat
Yeah, man.
to that?
Right, and it makes you really think. Like, damn, because you're a talented dude. You don't have to do that. But I guess you look at it too as like, well, if I want to make the money, not make
Remain
some
relevant.
money, but make all them. I don't know, because the thing is, you're a talented guy. You're a talented guy. You don't have to do that. Your album sold well.
How you go from Grenade? Because the song he had, Grenade. How you go from Grenade to what was the lyric?
I have to look it up.
You don't have to. You don't have to look
You
it
talking
up
about the
again.
ones to Sexy Red
That
song?
one when it was
She
Sexy
talking about her
Red.
coochie the whole
Yeah.
time.
That's the one she did with Bruno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That song was.
You you did when he got with my man. What the album they did when they redid the was it the Confunction cut?
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That was you really
was
were. You
classic.
got people think you had young people saying, you know what?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Right.
that
Man,
song
you
was
had-
done back in the
Man,
day.
you had every marching band, every
Yep.
high school marching band in the country
Yep.
playing the Confunction Love Roller Coaster.
Love's Train.
Love's Train.
That's
And
the
Love's
way
Train.
it goes. Sing
They
it,
were
Kev.
playing that. And what's the other one?
I'm gonna leave the door
Leave the
open.
Door
Leave the
Open.
door
Yeah.
Man.
So the thing is,
They were bringing some old school R&B back. Man.
right.
And
And then
They
you
were
go to
playing-
that.
then you go back.
Then you go to this. You go to this. It makes me think that maybe the dude is on drugs or something. Like, I need it, man. I got to have. Who can I get with to get hot again? Because he's a talented dude. You didn't have to do that, man.
heartbreaking.
Not at all.
It is. It's sad, and it makes you wonder. We were talking about last week. We're talking about what? Control. Is he being controlled? Is it like is it being a Cosby thing? Like, Cos, you're a little too big now. You're getting people doing what we don't want them to do.
Is he being
So we
manipulated?
need you to do this, or else.
Is he being manipulated?
Right.
Is somebody pulling his strings?
Right. And the sad thing about it, what disappoints me, not only that, what disappoints me is we fall right in line, not us three or the types like us, but the majority of people fall in line and will buy it and support it. And that's one of the biggest issues. Why do we support such ignorance, man?
That's the question.
We support so much ignorance, and it's not just the kids, man. It's people our age support this ignorance. I know some people my age, and it's so disappointing. I'll look at them and be like, "You got to be kidding! You out here, you singing Sexy Red, You out here singing Lotto. You out here singing, or brothers rapping Ghana, and when they pose in pictures, 50, 55, 60 years old, you posing with everything is, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I grew up with you. You ain't that dude.
Right.
And that's why I said last week we talked about some things, but we're going to talk about image one day on this show. But all this plays a part, and it's really sickening, man. It's sad, and it's not going anywhere because like I said, we're supporting it.
Yeah.
We're supporting it regardless. And that goes back to it. It's like, people want to sit up here and talk about, again, I always seem like every show I'll say racism. We talk about race, but the thing is, when we support ignorance like that, that has nothing to do with racism. That's us. We don't have to support it. Even if we're not running the radio stations, we're not running the TV stations, we're not running any of this, we'll say the powers that be are running all of this, but we support it. At the end of the day, you can't yell racism when we're supporting the ignorance. We don't have to support this ignorance, and that will show them. It's like we sit up here and want to boycott Target for one day. You're not gonna do anything to Target boycott in one day. When you boycott something, you boycott it for a year, right, or a year plus, and that's when they get their, when they get their earnings, quarterly earnings, and on and on. But that's not. I'm not encouraging people to boycott that right now. My thing is boycott these radio stations. Let's boycott these television stations. Let's boycott what makes us, especially as black people, have a horrible image, because we're supporting it. You can sit up there and again complain and yell racism and play victim all you want, but while you're supporting this ignorance, and you don't have to, I look at it like this. Slavery. And there's nothing, I'm not downing slaves, because a lot of them didn't have an option. Shout out to those that persevered, and shout out to those that said it's better out there and I'm gonna get off this plantation. But when you go back to it, you're hungry as a slave and you've been in that field all day, and at the end of the day, they throw you slops. They throw you slop, and you don't have a choice but to make the best of that slop. That's how I look at music and TV, especially what's being geared towards black people today. When I look at these ignorant-ass reality shows and listen to this ignorant-ass music, they're throwing a slop. But we have an option now.
What about the loud-ass commercials?
We have an option now. What about the options that we have now? Why are we supporting it? The commercials are just as bad. You're right. It's all a part of it, because it's still right there. Because as soon as a dumbass song goes off, a dumbass commercial comes up on us. You 1-800-411. You can't do this. That's how commercials are. And
I'm gonna get this check.
You know what I'm saying? You want some chang-a-lang? You better get some chang-a-lang. Your thing don't get up. Girl, my man took that chang-a-lang, and that's our commercials. Nothing about investing. Nothing about you need a lawyer. Because that's how you gonna make it out here. Your retirement plan is based on having an accident. I need to have that accident. I can get that lawyer and I'm gonna get that check.
Catch that case.
Yeah.
Catch that case. Not to mention, man, you don't want to catch that case because nobody talks about the pain. No, you don't really.
Right.
You really don't want that pain.
Yeah.
You really don't want that way of life.
Right. People think it's worth it. Like, okay,
not.
my neck might be stiff, but I got $100,000 in the bank. And
Or I know a person right now who's got a case pending, and they halfway okay now, but guess what? They can't do nothing because if they under surveillance from an insurance company.
Right.
Wow.
So they can't even go out and live a normal life right now while this case is pending.
Right. And we see people get caught with that too.
Because if they do,
got him.
got him. Got you, bitch. If they, so for the next, and these cases don't get resolved. This is the misconception. These cases don't get resolved quickly.
Nah,
they straight.
If you go get some millions out of this, they're gonna watch you for years.
These cases do not get resolved quickly. That's the misconception. If you're thinking that you're gonna come up on these cases and this is I got this check, I got $5 million or $100 million, whatever, and you think you're gonna get this thing quickly, that case might take 7-8 years.
And it's your life.
Because they trying to catch you. They try.
Because
They waiting on you to mess up.
They are waiting on you
They're
to
waiting.
mess up. They are appealing. They are looking for whatever. They are building whatever cases being pushed to this, and they are pushing out whatever kind of paperwork that needs to be done. It takes a long time for these cases to be litigated, and in that meantime, they have private investigators that are watching your ass.
If you see that black SUV in your neighborhood, we get calls on that all the time. It's a black. I remember a dude did a ride along with me, and the first call, he from New York. He was like, "Yo, I'm ready for this." First call was a black SUV, blacked out, tint everything. Somebody called suspicious vehicle. So I pull up. You got to park strategically. You know what he did? As soon as I pulled up, he did this.
Not the dip.
Yes. And I was like, all right, dog, well, I got to get out and check this out. So, I get out and do my thing. Dude rolls the window down. Come to find out it's a private investigator. But that's what they do, man. That's what they got. If you see those blacked out SUVs, you're not trying to give stuff away, but oftentimes people out there, they got those high powered cameras with those lenses and
you see at night and everything.
Yes. They watching you.
They watching trying to make sure that you're not trying to scam this insurance company.
Yeah.
The insurance companies are looking for a reason to get your case thrown out.
And in the meantime, you paying more higher premiums. I'm paying higher premiums. You paying higher premiums.
We talked about that with the cars getting broken into.
Yeah.
There's higher premiums based on where you live.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, we had so many rabbit holes we could go through.
Yeah.
Based on the higher premiums, because that's what I want. I wish everybody would watch this. I wish 1 million people would watch this and ask these questions. Why are we supporting these radio stations? Why are we supporting these television stations that depict us in such ignorant ways? Why are we not at our local leaders? Why are we not at them about better policing? So that my car doesn't get broken into, so that my insurance doesn't go up, so that there's just so many variables, again, especially when it comes to the working class. All this, but yet everything is geared towards us, like you say, even these, we can go so many places, commercials.
Here's what I want to happen. This is what I would
go with it, man.
So we talked about these flock cameras at one time. Mm-hmm. I'm all for it.
Now, what are these?
It's a technology called flock cameras.
Mm-hmm. Somebody steals your car, you call me, hey, police station, my car just got stolen. This is my tag number. Mm-hmm. We go on the flock. We type in that tag. It's going to show everywhere your car has hit. Okay. Right. These cameras are all over. Big Brother is out there. Trust me. But go ahead, my bad.
But you have flock cameras. They have them on public and private property. Okay, and they're integrated. It's an integrated network of cameras. What I want to happen, and it's a technology that I like, but I want to make sure that it's not abused.
Abuse, yeah.
Because it's an invasion. It is an invasion.
That's a genuine
of privacy.
concern. Absolutely.
It is an invasion of privacy. Yeah. So I like it, and I don't like it.
Yeah, you got to be wary.
That's anything. I mean, it's like Alexa. Now they're talking about that everything you say for Alexa is going to Google.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Starting next
Even
week.
your phones. These phones right here.
Yeah, they know where we are.
I swear they listen to me sometimes.
Oh, they do.
So
what we talk about, we're gonna see a commercial for it on our phone when we go. But go ahead.
So what I want to make sure of is that there are safeguards in place as far as warrants to make sure that that you're not, that if you put in somebody's license plate, that it specifically is looking for that license plate, that it's just not randomly just trying.
Well, I can tell you for sure. I'm not saying everybody, but I can tell you where I work, we're not abusing it. As of yet, you know what I'm saying? I can't. Yeah. We use it for what it's supposed to be used for, and we communicate with each other. Boom, this is where we thought the vehicle was last seen. I don't know anybody that's out there like, I'm looking for this. I put my girlfriend's tag in just to see where she was. And, we hadn't seen anybody.
Right.
We've had some cases. Obviously,
it's probably happened. It's probably
But right now we're not abusing. I understand what you're saying. It's true. It can be abused like anything else. But
I just see so many potential misuses.
Oh yeah. As long as you got human beings involved with it.
Yep.
By individuals and by systems. And
absolutely.
So that's my biggest concern of it. but I think it is a good beneficial technology that would be helpful for law enforcement and helpful for preventing these break-ins, because like you said, I'm tired of my truck getting broken.
It's not gonna prevent that. What's gonna prevent that is better laws. Judges that are gonna keep these people, that are gonna put these away. It's not gonna prevent it.
You're not gonna get a slap on the wrist.
Exactly. It's not gonna prevent it, but it'll help us catch them. But by the time the ink dries, they're back on the street. So that's
Well, I think it will help prevent it some, because right now you're not even gonna catch these dudes.
We catch them.
Like if somebody breaks in my truck right now, you're not catching them.
Well, I thought you meant as far as if we see the tag, catch it on flot.
No,
flot tells us that.
No, I'm talking about if somebody busts out my window right now, you're not catching them.
Yeah, well.
But if you see them on a flot camera and they bust out my window, 9 times out of 10 you see their face.
Okay, and we catch them and they're right back out on the street. So that starts that's a whole another conversation. That's a whole another conversation.
Yeah, I wish that it was a deterrent. I believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
When someone is just so comfortable with stealing, you don't feel you're ever going to get caught.
Right.
I swear, I came out of my house. I heard you guys talking about it last week. I came out of my house one morning.
Oh,
my
man.
car was on its belly.
Oh, man.
Wheels gone. Sitting on its belly. Do you know how
That's
demoralizing
the
that is,
worst. Oh, my God.
And there's nothing I can do.
Right.
And there's not a damn thing I can do but call the police.
And could you go to work that day?
No.
That's what it goes back what we talked about last week.
Yeah.
And your insurance, you
I
had to come out your pocket.
With the deductible. And I was out of my car for about a month because the insurance was kind of slow with
shucks.
it. So I got to get a rental car. Yeah. So that was money out of my pocket. And at the end of the day, I never got my tires back. They didn't catch the people. I knew they weren't going to catch.
Right.
Them. But it's like, bro, how you do me like that, bro?
Tires and rims.
Tires and wheels just gone. And they did it quick. It's like these dudes know what they're doing, right? Yeah. They in and out. They're like the NASCAR guys. You know, NASCAR. They out.
You see them on the expressway.
Yeah.
When you see them cars on bricks on the expressway, they got. But guess what? Again, you can't stop it. The thing is, you even if they try to prevent it, they're gonna be right back on the street. So again, that's another conversation. Yeah. We see it, we hate it, we know it's happening. Now, what do we do to get someone to say I can't get the kids to say we're gonna stop, because again, like you said, they're getting a slap on the wrist. So now that takes us to the conversation of our judicial system. Our local laws have to change, because if they don't change, these kids will tell us. I've had children that I was taking to juvenile or arresting, and they tell me ain't nothing gonna happen to me. They tell me that. They know the system.
They know the system.
They know the system. And we ain't doing nothing about it. Like I said, there's so many things that we have in front of us that we're not doing anything about. Like I said, let's go back to slavery. Here, you've been working all day. Throw your slops out. You hungry, you ain't got no choice but to do what? Eat whatever they give to you. Why are we still in that mentality in 2025? Here's some ignorant ass music. Here's a dumbass reality show. Here's people kicking in your doors every night. Here's people stealing your car every night. And we just deal with it. We take it like we have to. Like, this is the slops. Is that not the same analogy?
Yeah.
But we don't have to deal with it. Why? Why are we still dealing with this in 2025? 2025, excuse me. Why are we still dealing with it? Why? Why are we acting like we're so smart out here? We go out here and, like I said, everything is racism. We play victim for everything, and we want to blame Trump and blame everything. But anything within our community, within the realm of our community that we can control, we don't. We just let it go. We're so comfortable with basically being victims, because we are victims. But the thing is, we can do something about it, and we don't. We just allow it like it's supposed to happen.
Well, we normalize when we do things to ourselves, right? There ain't no problem. We've normalized it. We only have a problem when someone else on the outside does something to us.
So
That's a good.
So what do we
ready
do?
to fight.
So what do we do about it, Kev?
We have to stop being victimized.
Victims. Yep. No, not victimized, but victims.
Victim-minded.
Okay.
We have to stop being victim-minded.
Yep.
We have to take personal responsibility for, I believe, what we've created within our own community.
Okay, how?
But first of all, doing that, saying it's us, and stop saying it's them.
Thank you.
That's number one. Because if anybody has a problem, whether you're an alcoholic or drug addict, what's the first thing they tell you to do? Hi, my name is Kevin. I'm an alcoholic.
Right.
You got to take accountability. That's
Right.
step number one. And then you got to address it. You got to attack it, right? You can't wait for somebody else to do it, right? So that's the first thing we have to do. We got to be honest with what we've created. We got to stop saying they did it, because as long as we keep saying they did it, whoever they is, whether it's the white
System,
supremacist
systemic
group,
racism, that's
it's
all
the
we yell.
system, whoever they is, as long as we say that, it's hands off with us.
That's it.
We can't do
It's like the
anything
get out
about
of jail free card.
Yeah.
They'll leave us alone
They'll
once
leave
we
us-
say that.
We can't do anything about it, right?
But
it's
nothing happens.
the legacy of this. It's the legacy of that. It's the systems. As long as we say that, it's somebody else. And it's easy to throw it at somebody else's feet and say, stop doing that to us. Or start doing something for us. One of the two. That's what we keep saying.
Okay. So then you do so you do that. What's the next step?
Well, it's a long step. It's not an easy fix, because these are generational.
I'm just asking
Yeah.
what the next step
He's
is.
bringing it to you.
The next step, these are generational, deep-rooted issues, and they're not going to be solved overnight.
I understand.
They're going to be a long time.
I'm just asking for step 2.
Well, step 2 was take accountability. First 2 is just it's
Stop playing victim.
Stop playing victim.
Then take accountability.
Because in order to say we're accountable, you have to remove that victimhood mentality from your brain. As long as that's in there, you'll never get to, I did it. I did this to me. So we have to remove that victimhood bug, take accountability, and then attack problems, starting with children, in my opinion. Start with the most vulnerable among us and those who have been negatively affected the most, kids. When you have kids who are killing kids, and we've normalized that. When you have kids who can't read and write, and we've normalized that. We've normalized to the point where we don't even blink an eye about it.
we don't.
Right?
We just push them on through.
Push them on through.
all good.
You got kids in the 12th grade reading at,
Third
I don't know,
grade level.
third grade levels. And we say,
We got them out of high school.
we got them out of high school.
They've graduated.
Right.
We did our job.
Right. But you know what that's going to entail? A lot of work. And you know what that means? We ain't got time to point fingers at nobody else. That's
But
what that
ourselves.
means. We're going to have,
So we have a whole generation of kids that are functionally illiterate.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's the truth.
And we have to attack that as if it's the serious issue that it is. All hands on deck from every institution. Those institutions who have put themselves up and say, we're your leaders,
Okay, so
we're your organization. They have to be that leadership.
Okay, so we have kids that are functionally kids
Functionally.
that are now adults that are functionally illiterate. So do we just write? So we just write off the 18-year-olds that are functionally illiterate?
No, you don't write anybody off.
Okay, I'm not saying we don't. I'm asking the question.
Nope, we write no one off.
Okay.
But you have to attack it, and you have to devise some type of way to address it from the 18-year-olds all the way down. But again, it's all hands on deck. It starts with us, right? Because we elect who we want to lead us, right? We elect or we empower those. We empower the activist class. We elect the leadership class, and then we empower the intellectual class. We empower all these people, but we empower them,
Right.
And they're gonna do no more than we demand they do. So we have to say, the way we've been doing business is not working.
Exactly.
It's not going to work anymore.
So,
It's not working.
so how do we give teachers back power in their classrooms?
Teachers?
The school board has to do that. The school board has to stop saying we're blaming you. The school board has to stop blaming the teacher and start putting the blame where it is, and that's on the parent. It's not the teacher's fault. Are there bad teachers? Yes. It's like saying, oh, there's bad black people, there's bad white people, there's bad cops. It's bad. We're human beings.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we have to empower these teachers. We have to say, look here. We got all hands on deck. We got you. We got your back. And put cameras in the classrooms, and then start showing these parents how their children act, and then say, okay, your child can no longer come to this school, or your child is going to be placed in a special class. If we got 30 people in this class, 20 people, and there's only 5 that want to learn, we need to deal with those 5. Those other 15, 20. Those are your children. I don't know. Now we got to really look at that and say, okay, what are we going to do with them? If it takes a special class, it's going to take, back in the day, remember Scared Straight? The real Scared Straight would let them get at you.
With the toss salad man?
No, it was prior to, but yeah. Now that, oh my God. I saw that when we probably saw that as adults, and I still like, ooh.
I saw it as a kid.
Oh, did you?
I was a kid.
No, were you?
Yeah, because I remember I'm younger than you.
Yeah, 5 years, 7 years, okay. But anyway, it was still. When did the tossed salad guy come out? I thought we were adults, but even though I never wanted to go to jail, never wanted to go to jail. Of course,
I didn't want to go see the tossed
I was scared to go to jail, and that made me really say, "Damn," because that dude was like, He said, "I don't care how big you are, how small, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna take you in that closet. I'm gonna get you." That made me think jail is. We don't know.
I don't want no part of that.
He was like, "I don't give a damn who you are." He said, "You can run. You can do whatever you can fight." He said, "I can fight. I'm strong as hell. When I get you up in that," he said, "I'm gonna lick your ass. You gonna lick my." Anyway, my bad. This ain't no G-rated show.
Yeah,
We
right,
know,
right.
but woo, y'all that don't. Everybody probably knows about the guy talking about tossed salad. One of the comedians had him on one of his skits recently.
Yeah.
And oh my God, but yeah,
Straight was serious, bro.
it scared the real Scare Straight. Now they did a Scare Straight later, like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
It wasn't. It was the politically correct
yeah,
scare.
it was whack.
That's what we have to get away from too. We have to get away from being politically correct.
They probably got too many
Let's
complaints.
keep it real again. Let's go back to being real. When it was real, when I was in the 3rd grade, I remember my teacher. I won't say her name. We're Facebook friends, and we got whooped. I went to Kimberly, L.O. Kimberly, out here in Atlanta, off Campbellton Road, Childers, wherever it was. We got whooped for not doing our homework. And they ain't talking about for being bad in class if you didn't have your homework. And I remember this one girl, I won't say her name, but we used to hope she didn't do her homework because when she got whooped, it was a show. She was all over the place, and the teacher was holding on, killing her. And she's, oh, Lord, all over the place. And it was cool. Our parents knew it and was cool with it.
We got paddled,
Man,
man.
I went to Catholic school.
How about that?
Hey, bro.
Oh,
Do
that's
you
bad.
need,
Catholic school.
do
They
you
don't
need to
play.
talk about it? No, I'm just.
Hey, man.
That's another episode.
When I tell you, man,
Are you healed?
I can tell you right now. I'm gonna say her name right now, Sister Bertha.
Right there, sound like she
scared me
don't play.
right there.
Man,
Sister Bertha.
Sister Bertha.
She don't sound small.
She was not, man. She was shaped like Tasmanian devil.
Oh yeah, that's some strength right there, boy.
John.
That's that low center of gravity strength right there.
Hey, man. Oh man, I don't know how low she. I mean, but she was a giant among men.
She had you scared, John. She had you scared, bro. That's what his brother said. A giant. She was a giant.
Oh man, what was that? The PE teacher on the Wayans movie. The Wayans movie. You know the scary movie. What was the teacher? Mr. Miss, whatever, Miss, but that's how she was. But that brother said she was a giant.
Man, let me tell you, man. We used to have we got spanking with the yardsticks. Mm-hmm. We got but we had
substitute teachers will whoop.
Yeah.
Oh man, and we had this other teacher named Miss Fuller, 4th grade teacher. Miss Fuller had this. She had rulers, these plastic rulers. Remember those plastic rulers they used to have?
They would break. Ours had a wooden
No.
ruler.
These wouldn't break
the plastic
because she had them. She would have
Duct tape
5,
them
6
joints,
of them, and she would have them bound with rubber bands.
Damn.
And when she would hit you,
Professional, bro.
they would go. She would do
5 times in one.
No, she had boots on the ground before the song came out. Clack, clack, clack.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, that shit is traumatizing to this day. I still think about that. Miss Fuller in 4th grade, man, she had a Jerry curl.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to pick that picture,
I
bro.
still remember I can still smell it, man.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely another show.
We didn't have no air conditioning in 4th grade. It just was a sweaty Jerry curl in that 4th grade classroom, man.
Them sweaty Jerry curls smell horrible.
Man, it was just smelled like sweaty Jerry curl. Just, bro.
Mixed with that doggone juice, the Jerry curl
man,
juice.
It was rough, man. Man, we didn't have no discipline problems.
No, and that's what I'm saying
Yeah,
now.
no.
Hey,
You
man.
Yeah,
and
we
you
got-
and you got it at home.
And I'm gonna tell
Got
you,
it at
man,
home.
everybody was real good in math.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because when they, Catholic schools were real good in math. Let me tell you why. Because you saw what they did to the, last person that didn't do good in math. But, they nailed him to a plus sign.
Okay.
Sorry.
I got you. Ta-da. Gotcha.
I'm sorry.
Woo.
I'm sorry.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
How long you been waiting to get that joke?
I know, you know what I'm saying?
Been waiting for the perfect moment. Boy.
Yo, I'm gonna build this
sorry,
one up.
man.
I'm gonna build this one
Hey,
up.
What is this?
man.
Episode what?
5.
Man,
Finally got to get my Jesus
Man.
joke in, and it didn't go over like I thought.
They probably gonna get me for that one, man.
It's all good. Hey, let them come at us.
No,
I'm gonna get you for that one.
I'm talking about my church folk.
Oh. You still go to Catholic church?
Oh man, yeah, very much.
Okay,
So.
exactly. Gotcha. Yeah, it's over for you,
I'm
buddy.
the director of
Kev, it's just gonna be in you now. 2 nerdy dudes. It's cool. John sure was cool, man. He used to add a lot of
Yeah, man. Archdiocese
Good
of
topics to
Atlanta.
this joint.
I'll be like excommunicado.
Wow.
Hey man, there's a lot of other Christian organizations you can join.
Oh man.
Trust me.
Yeah, he had to go through that abuse.
Every corner, brother, like Waffle House.
Oh man.
Quick Trip, Waffle House, and churches. And I don't mean chicken.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it for that one too. No, but anyway. Yeah, man, but back to it. That's why, man. That's why we didn't have issues, because our parents sent us to school not to be babysitted, but to learn,
learn, man.
and to be disciplined if we need to. And them classes were quiet as hell. I mean,
Yeah.
my teacher picked me up by my ear one time. I told my mother, and it's still right now. My ear pops. I had my head down. She had us put our head down. I had her put her head down, and me and my boy were doing, what's up? We were messing around, and she picked me up by my ear, and my ear, you probably can't hear. I don't know if can y'all hear it? But it still pops to this day. I mean, my mother got at her, the mother got at her for that, and whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff they did. It's like, I mean, it goes back to the laws now. Like, people, we can't discipline our kids. Yes, you can. They made laws because of stuff like that, where
Lawsuits.
you could they made laws about corporal punishment because people were abusing their children. People think you can't whoop your children. You can whoop your children. You can't go pull a branch and beat your child with a branch. Now they got a broken arm and bruise all that, but you can whoop your child. But I say that going back to like my ear was pulled. Back in school, they could whoop us, but they couldn't pull your ear, so that was a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff. But she lifted me up, like literally lifted me up by my ear.
Yeah, that's her.
Right, that shouldn't-
And
that
that
should-
was like,
Yeah,
wow.
That shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, so and I use that as an example to say that goes back to the home now. The people in the home use the excuse, we can't whoop our children. That's why our children act the way they do. You can whoop your child.
Yeah.
You can't abuse your
Right.
child.
Yeah, that's a
that's the
difference.
law.
That's a
Man, I
difference.
spanked
Yes.
all 3 of
That's
my
a difference.
boys at least a couple
Yeah.
times.
Oh yeah, we got it.
They only had to spank them a couple times though.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But last Catholic school story.
That's all good, man. I hope it's better than last
No,
year.
no, man, 5th grade.
Uh-oh.
This was Miss. Her name is Miss Mentor.
Miss Man.
Mentor. So Miss Mentor, she was in a wheelchair, and she's still living.
Got at y'all in a wheelchair.
No, she was in a wheelchair. So she was she's an awesome teacher, man. She was a beautiful teacher. Loved her, and I was feeling myself one day in her class, man. I don't know what was wrong with me, and she was the sweetest teacher, man. Great teacher, and I don't know what became over my head where I lost my brain, and I was talking back to her. And some kind of way I lost my mind and I balled up my paper and I threw it at her. I don't know how she wheeled her chair over to me that fast. And she grabbed me and lifted me up in the air, jacked me up, and I swear she threw me across the room. She might have probably just threw me like 2 or 3 feet.
Right.
But
it felt like it, yeah.
It felt like she threw me across the room, but I know she picked me up my feet were off the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting up here like, this lady is strong. It's Thanos.
That's that upper body strength, man.
Right, right.
That's like the guy on
And I'm
what's his
sitting
name?
there
Family Guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? Joker bodybuilder up here, bro. Spaghetti at the bottom. Anyway, go ahead, Jay.
So,
Get it out, brother. Get it out.
anyway,
Get it out, brother.
man.
This is therapy, man.
Anyway,
This
man,
is therapy.
But she was a beautiful spirit, man. Catholic school is, why I'm the person I am right now.
That's
man.
what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And
It was all worth it.
disciplined,
Yeah.
focused.
Yeah. Yeah.
The well-rounded person that I am because that was the foundation
No doubt.
that I had.
Oh,
It
yeah.
makes a difference.
Oh yeah, my house was definitely my foundation, brother. We had 5 of us growing up, and we had structure. Meaning, we had when we were old enough, everybody had something to do. You made sure that room was clean, that bed was made
chores,
up,
man.
the kitchen, especially on Sunday. You hate to get the Sunday dishes because that's when we have the big meal.
Right.
So we had our days, but if that kitchen wasn't clean up, if you just put them in the sink to soak overnight. And my old man got home and them dishes wasn't ready. You better get
Everybody
about
get
that
up.
bed.
Yep.
I don't care what time it is. 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. And then them dishes ain't washed.
It was discipline one way or
Right.
another.
It wasn't no wait to tomorrow. Right now.
One way
Right
or
now.
another. Yep.
So yeah.
I remember
You gotta
one time
have
I
some
was playing
structure, bro.
football. I loved playing football. 7th grade. My pops came home, was like, I thought I told you to take that trash out. I'm like, I don't know what I said, but all I know is he said, no more football. I started crying right then because I know, we tell stories and people want to act like, the only story you can tell is how bad my mama went out and got that switch and whooped and blah, blah, blah. If you had respect for your parents and you knew discipline in your house, you knew that they meant what they said.
Yeah.
And that's, now it is no
structure.
discipline. It is no discipline.
have to have
Children
structure.
run it.
You have to have
Children run it. That's back to what we originally talked about. That's one of the problems. Where I live across from a private school, and they rent their track out to other schools. And who they rent it to, all they play is the kind of hip hop that we're talking about, the ignorance, and it's blasted. And I'm like, if that school only knew, maybe they do, maybe they don't care. Knowing that school, I know they care, but it's after hours. I don't think they really, pay attention, and maybe the neighbors don't complain. I don't complain, but it's right across from me, and I'm just like, wow, they're doing this for the kids. Like, when I was growing up, they didn't do stuff for the kids. The adults let you know, we run this. This is us. We're raising you.
Yeah.
You're not raising us. You're not going to control us. But now it's the kids. Everything is the kids are controlling. You brought up an example
Yeah.
about a school dealing with...
Yeah, it was crazy. One of the things you asked, what do we need to do? Well, one of the things we need to do is, again, protect our children from even things that are in-house that are killing them, destroying them. One of the things we're doing is celebrating some of the worst things for them. So I was like, I saw a school recently in Memphis celebrating one of their local rappers, Glorilla. She gave the school $25,000. So they're celebrating her. They brought her. They surprised the kids with her appearance. She came into the auditorium. The kids went wild. But then the principal, the teachers, all of them stood around, and they were, sort of congratulating her on her achievement, her success, and this was a day in her honor. They thanked her for her donation and whatnot. But I was asking myself, they're celebrating somebody whose public work they can't even read out loud. And they're putting that person up as an example for their young girls and their young sons, for that matter. And they can't even read her public work out loud.
Isn't that crazy?
Now think about this.
Right.
Think about this.
Right.
If you're honoring, let's just say, a Maya Angelou, and typically you have a young girl probably doing her version of I Know Why the Cage Bird Sing or something.
Okay.
She's reading Maya Angelou.
Right.
That young girl. She's reading it verbatim. You don't have to white it out. You don't have to do anything. Read it, baby. Go ahead and do your thing. Mama and them out there,
And just as it
proud,
should be.
right? But then give that same child Glorilla's lyrics.
Wow.
Say, read that, baby.
Wow.
Of course you can't do that. If I gave it to the principal, I say, read that, principal. Some people out here may not know Glorilla's work. Why don't you read it? Expose them to who she is. He couldn't read it, but yet they celebrate her at the same time.
So I'm conflicted on that.
Really? What's your conflict?
No. My conflict is I agree with what you're saying wholeheartedly.
Okay.
The conflict comes in, I think the spin on that is they should celebrate her entrepreneurship, being able to figure out how to the entrepreneurship side of it, not the artistry.
But that's not entrepreneurship.
Can you separate the two?
That's not entrepreneurship. Her artistry is, we need somebody out here to do these dumbass lyrics. Who's down? Who's willing to sell their soul?
There you go.
Here I am. I'm right here.
There you go.
I'm willing to sell my soul, because you know what I'm saying? And that's how it is, dude. It's not like you said, like he gave the example of the little girl that's reading that poem. She might be conflicted, being like, dang, do I continue studying my ass off, going through school, trying to be a doctor, trying to be whatever?
Yeah.
Or is it this one right here that, hey, I didn't do that good in school, so you know what I'm saying? I got to get out here. I can either go work at Waffle House, or I can go out here and sell my soul. That's not entrepreneur.
I'm agreeing with
That's
you.
not artistry either.
I'm agreeing with you guys on that. Something about that doesn't.
So if we go out here and celebrate those type of successes,
I'm not saying,
then we're going to continue with this cycle.
No, I'm not saying it needs to be celebrated. I'm not saying it needs to be celebrated. I'm just not at the point where it needs to be demonized.
Really? Okay.
But earlier you brought up Bruno Mars and what he's doing with Sexy Red.
No. I'm not. I don't like it.
Right. Why?
I don't like it.
What's the difference?
No, it's not. It's not different. I don't like it.
Okay,
but I think it's.
You're just stopping short of demonizing it. You're stopping short of demonizing it.
I don't like it. I'm questioning. I don't.
Right. See, I think you have to demonize it because it's that destructive. It's that when you talk about life and death, kids they're losing their literal lives behind some of this music.
Yes,
Violent music. They have normalized violence, and we've normalized the strip club culture, the WAP culture, right?
I'm agreeing.
That is toxic.
I'm agreeing, and so this was what school was this? This is elementary school, or this is a high school?
Her high school.
I think it was the high school, Memphis, Tennessee. I think it was
a high school.
Yeah.
Your kids come home singing.
I guarantee you,
cool with that?
Not really. No.
I guarantee you, most of those kids can't even read and write.
Right.
I'm not
at their grade level.
I mean, Glow doesn't really speak like she can. I don't know if she can read or write or not, but
no, I'm not cool with it. But
I mean, yeah, she's successful. Good for her, and she's able to do things that a lot of us will probably never be able to do, or at least do it to the level that she's able to do. No, but at what cost is she doing this? At what cost are all these rappers, all these ignorant people on these ignorant reality shows, at what cost are they doing? Because you know what? When us three go on vacation, I guarantee you, wherever we go, we are classy as hell, having a good time. We ain't out there. We here. Miami ain't got shit on us. We here to turn up. Miami ain't ready for us. We don't act like that, but you know, that culture acts like that. So guess what? I take my daughter somewhere to the Bahamas, and here comes that crew and ruining my vacation. I take my daughter to wherever. Here comes that crew, because that crew can afford to do it because of what? It's being supported. That's it. It ain't
you sound like the whole Carnival versus Royal Caribbean.
Right. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So and that's it. Yeah. So it's like, damn, wherever we go, because they say, what's this generation now? They say they're going to be the richest generation ever. But a lot of their money is coming from this kind of stuff, podcast, rapping. It's not coming from them being doctors and lawyers and whatever. They are getting millions of dollars for doing. So you're giving somebody millions of dollars who don't know what to do with the money. Versus somebody who was raised to invest, someone who was raised to save, someone who's invest, and therefore all they see and know is, I need to make it so that I can turn up It ain't I need to make it so that I can put away for my future, my child's future, on and on. It's I need to make it so I can turn up, I can show off. So now they're moving into the neighborhoods that they're not wanted in. They're buying the vehicles. They're not that they're doing what they want to do, but at what cost? At what cost to us that's been raised with some morals, some values, some class? I mean, you don't want that up in your studio. I don't want that living next door to me. I don't want it. You last week you said, your sons are beautiful brothers and they don't have anybody to date. You don't want them dating that. You can sit up all tell me you want them dating that. Tell me they brought her home, how would you feel? Or somebody like her, realistically.
Hey, man, I've already
Because if somebody brings my daughter home and he's like, yo, man, your daughter, that's my bitch. That's my bitch, nigga. That's my hoe. That's not going to work with me.
That ain't going to work.
At all.
And that's
it's going to be that straight up Martin Lawrence and Will.
I mean, I said, yeah, man, it's
dude,
it's bad.
That's why we can't. That's why Kev said, man, it has to be demonized.
That's what we've normalized, bro. It's so normal now, to the point where young girls refer to themselves as bitches and hoes.
Yep.
No, absolutely.
I'm the baddest bitch.
Right.
I'm the baddest bitch.
That comes from that influence, bro. And we got to raise the bar.
But we don't want to demonize it.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah, it's your show.
Hey, man.
It's our show. Say what you want.
It's our show.
My bad, dog.
Hey, can we normalize dudes not calling girls bro?
That was might be
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the bros taking it over
every day.
Hey.
Yeah, the bros taking it over now. Yeah. But I'll take that over the BG holes and niggas.
No, man, it's not.
I'll take bro over that. That's a move in the right direction. But it's a move. If we can move away from the being the holes and the.
It's not.
Baby steps. I'll take baby steps at this point.
No,
I'll take baby steps.
No, man.
Because you can't expect to make a complete U-turn.
It's like DEI.
Baby steps.
It's DEI
baby steps, bro.
being substituted for the
baby
word.
Steps. Wow. I'll take baby steps, bro.
No.
I'll take baby steps.
Oh, man.
I don't like it, but I'll take bro over what they're saying. Anyway.
I can't stand that either.
Oh,
like
no,
that what's that commercial? It's faster, bro. It's faster, bro. I'm like, I can't stand none of that, man. It's just we got a long way to go, but the thing is, we're not turning the corner. Nah. We're not slowing down. We're full speed ahead on the ignorance. That's why I agree with Kev saying, dude, we have to demonize it. If we don't demonize it, it's not getting better. It's just like back in the day when gangs were starting in Atlanta. Let's just say Atlanta. We were like, it's all right. It's never going to be like Chicago. It's never going to be like L.A. Now we L.A. and Chicago, dude.
Yeah.
It's because we didn't demonize it. We didn't do anything. I can't say we didn't do anything about it because I think Atlanta police, Red Dog, I think they were doing something about it. But again, and that's just saying, I mean, East Point had I think East Point had Cobra unit. Mm-hmm. I think Clayco has. Everybody had a unit, but you get these people that are liberal-minded, and they are always with, no, we can't do anything. You're doing too much. And because of that, here we are. The same thing with music. The same thing with entertainment. When you get that liberal mindset, it's like, oh, anything goes. It's all beautiful. Let's just do it. You are going to have what we have, dude, and we're at a point of no return.
Hey, man, them Red Dogs was something else.
Boy.
Them dirty Red Dogs.
All of them, your dirty Red Dogs. Hey, man, and the one, like I said, they said East Point, and the East Point, I think they had the Cobra unit.
They were the Cobra.
Ooh, they said them boys.
Them boys was...
And I forgot what Clayco had. All of them had something that they did not play with you.
The Red Dog was something else, man.
Yes.
The drunkers is just like X-Delta.
Wow.
Yeah, but it worked. It worked.
Extreme times calls for extreme measures.
Yes, it worked. But you know
what? Kids are dying. You got to pull all the stuff.
You got to, man.
Let me tell you something. I saw a kid. It was in the city of Baltimore, Maryland. I saw a kid, 15, 16 years old, get on a bus, gun in hand, walk up to another kid, put the gun straight to his head, and pull the trigger. Fortunately for the kid, the gun jammed. but he pulled it again and again. He was trying to kill this young brother.
What was this on?
Huh?
What was this on?
This is on Baltimore, Maryland. This is a story, a true occurrence. But he didn't. The only thing saved that kid was that gun jammed. But what in the hell happened to a kid 15 or 16 years old to the point where he'll walk up to another kid and take him out just like he stepped on a bug?
Right.
What happened to that kid from birth
Yeah.
to 16 years old?
Yeah.
Nothing good.
And what was his influence?
Nothing good.
Right.
I guarantee you, every single day he had that constant stream of violence consciousness going through his head every day, and he didn't have any type of structure at home. His streets was raising him. His crew was raising him.
There was no love, man.
No love whatsoever. And to see that, bro,
Right.
and to that not be a wake up call for us to say, bro, what the hell is happening?
But like you
Something's
said,
wrong. Something's really
that's the
wrong. in
norm
here.
now.
We need to address this.
Yeah.
We
Amen.
can't just sugarcoat this.
But we don't.
This is dire.
Yeah.
There's no love, man.
That's the
And that's
norm.
just one episode,
That's
right?
one. That's
You can
Baltimore.
we can right here in Atlanta. We can
Right.
have episodes like that. Right?
Chicago
Yeah.
all day.
Hey, man.
Atlanta, like you said, man, we see it all day on the news, but we want to look at it as well. They do it too. We don't do
What the
nothing about
world
it.
needs now, man,
What the world needs now.
is more Bob Marley.
It was a good movie, by the way. I enjoyed the movie.
The world needs more Bob Marley.
I wish they got Lenny Kravitz to play him.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. I always critique movies and be like, what if so and so would have played that role?
just-
But it does, but it does, man. We do, and whew,
But
we need to do it not fast because brothers like us, man, we're getting older. I don't feel we're getting bad because I'm still in decent shape. We appear we're trying to do something again. April we're going to do a health series, but we need to. Not just us. We need to do something within our communities and stop acting like it's not going to affect you. One way or another, it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
And if it's not getting better, people, it's not getting. We can act like it is all we want. Just because we don't do anything about, just because we don't talk about it, doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah.
It's bad out here. I'm telling you from experience, and not that it happened to me, but my profession. It is bad out here, people. It's not getting better.
Can't go stick your head in the sand.
And we can sit up here and act like, oh yeah, well we're gonna have all these gun buybacks and all these stop the violence rallies. The people that need to be at those places are not showing up.
They ain't there.
They're not there.
Gun buybacks don't work.
They don't work. No,
Like
they
the
don't work.
thugs, and when they stole all these guns, and now they're like, well, we can go make some money now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get $25 for this
The gun
$500 gun.
The guns that they buy back the guns that didn't work.
Yeah, nobody wants the gun.
Nobody
they give.
wants
Nobody
the
wants
gun.
that gun.
Exactly. I inherited granddad's
Right.
gun. I don't need
I
this.
go get a few bucks for it.
Right. That's all
Yeah.
that is, man. But we're not doing enough. We're not doing any. Well, I'm not gonna say we're not doing anything. One of my boys heard me, and I appreciate him. It's my dog. He's like, you can't say we're not doing anything. We're doing stuff. We're not doing enough, and it's not enough of us doing things.
But are we doing the right things?
huh?
You know, do something is one thing, but are you doing the right things for the moment?
We're
what
not
I'm
because we're
saying?
too politically correct.
Right.
Everything is too politically
Correct.
correct, and as long as we allow politicians to run us,
Yeah.
and they're not doing anything, all they're doing is getting money. They're getting kickbacks for
Yep.
making it look like they're doing something, and we're just electing them because for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
For all the wrong reasons, we're electing these people,
You're right.
and they are not doing anything for these communities. They just at the end of the day, they're not doing anything for these communities. All they're doing is getting out here and getting in the position just to be in the position. And say,
And
I
it's
got
easy
it. No,
work.
you're going to make money the rest of your life from being in that position because they
Yeah.
go in there broke and come out rich.
Yeah.
And the people that supported them don't do nothing but get I get to clap for my friend or my frat, my soror, my cousin. Yay, they made it. And nothing has happened in your community. And we have so many things that we can do, but we choose not to. We need to start vetting these people that we're putting in office. We need boots on the ground. We need, we need to quit being so politically correct and keeping it real out here because it's,
You're right.
The jails, they're full for a reason. And it's not all this, we think it's just all they're after us, our people. When you come out of school and you can't read, you're 18 and can read on a third grade level, it's not a lot out there for you.
Ain't not before you, buddy.
Yeah. So these jail, and I always say, we say what we should do. I think jail We need to take the weights away. We need to take the TVs away, and we need to start bringing in people like they can bring you in and say, okay, who wants to learn music? They can bring you in. Who wants to learn computers? They can bring me in. Who wants to know law? They can bring somebody else in. Who wants to learn this? Who wants to learn business ownership? And not only that, I think 2 things they should teach in jail, personally, 2 things, finance and business ownership. Why? Because oftentimes you get out of jail, nobody's going to hire you. But guess what? If I come out of jail I went into jail at 18 and came out at 36. I don't have, and jail did nothing. There was no rehab there. So I come to John, I come to Kev, hey man, can I rake your leaves? Can I do this? But what, and you're going to be like, whatever, maybe, blah, 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 it's $5, it's $10. What if I come out of jail and say, you know what, hey, I've been in jail, I'm rehabbed, I learned how to run I learned yard service, I learned how to do landscaping. And now, I'd love you to give me a chance, landscape your yard. I'm not going to charge you what the major company's going to charge you, but give me a chance. They landscape your yard. They do a great job. And not only that, you say, so with that, you pay him. And because I said business and finance, now he's not only going to take that money, he's going to take that money and do something with it because he learned finance instead of taking the money and blowing it. Now, what John says is, hey, Kev, this guy landscaped my yard. He's good. He's been to jail. Blah, he did a great job. You give him a chance. And now you say, Steve, he did a good job. Steve, now you give him a chance. See, that's better than coming out and saying, it's better than coming out and saying, hey, I don't have any skills because in jail there's no rehab. I learned how to lift weights and shoot basketball and get raped. You know what I'm saying? Versus, right.
Back to that
so
salad.
That's one of the solutions to me.
Yeah.
Is to take out all the nonsense. If you want to get in shape, my thing is you can get in shape without having weights and whatever. You can, if we got to do push-up, squats, and run, cool. That's going to be your get in shape because I'm not going to let you get over here and you lifting, squatting 600 pounds and I decide not to lift weights and now you my whatever in jail. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs an even keel in there. But again, we need different business people in there and finance. Teach who wants to learn this business, who wants to learn that business. Teach them a business and teach them finance and let them come out. I know that's too much like right, but it's sad that when you come out of jail, you've been in jail 30 years, dude. You come out, you're going right back. You've been in jail 20 years, you're going right back. Stuff is changing.
Because you don't forget. Like that. Yeah, because it's a different world than when you went in.
Right. Yeah. There's no rehab in that joint. So the thing is, man, and what's gonna happen? You're gonna go to your mother's house, you're gonna go to your daddy's house. And y'all gonna get into it, cause you're gonna sit around, cause what? You ain't paying rent,
right?
You ain't got a job.
Yep.
So there's so many things. So there's solutions, but unfortunately, because we have to be politically correct in all of our solutions these days, and it's too much like right, and people won't get money paid if we get if everybody's on the road to making things right. Somebody's not gonna get any money. Well, but, we can still do this within our communities. It's just we choose not to because we turn a blind eye. Yeah. But it's not getting better. And our communities are the only ones that's going backwards. And people can act like they're not. Yes, they are. Let's go do it. And we'll start coming with statistics and references.
Well, that's a whole different conversation.
What it is, but all of it's relevant.
The privatization of the prison industrial complex.
Oh, yeah, here we go with that. But still, at the end of the day, they're still going. They're doing things to go to prison.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude. At the end of the day, they're doing things to go to prison.
Yeah.
But back to I know we got to end it, but Dan, let's listen to the stuff that we're saying. Like Kev said, it made a whole lot of sense.
It just starts with us.
Her going to that school. Can you recite those lyrics?
And if you can't do it, you shouldn't be celebrating.
Exactly.
That's a simple test right there.
Yep.
All right. Well, if you can't recite the lyrics at the school, if you can't say the lyrics out loud, then they shouldn't be celebrated. They should not be celebrated in the assembly program.
Nope. Exactly.
If you can't say the lyrics at the school, then don't take their check.
But the kids can say the lyrics, and unfortunately can't read the books.
You can't read.
They can't read the books.
So if you can't, or take the check and say thank you, but don't celebrate.
Don't celebrate them.
Take the check
if you want to. That's up to you. You want to take the check?
Say, thank you.
Listen,
bye.
I don't. She's free to do whatever she wants to do with her career, how she wants to write her lyrics. But that doesn't mean you have to celebrate because it's detrimental to your kids. Yeah. So don't do that. Celebrate her from afar or whatever, because she's a local girl who came up. But don't put her up as a role model for your daughters.
Yeah.
And again, if you can't read her lyrics out loud, she's not worthy of being celebrated.
By no means.
All right, y'all. That's our time.
John's ready to kick us out. I don't understand why you bro.
Hey,
kick us
man,
out all the time.
we are over an hour right now.
You
man.
kidding? It must have been an interesting conversation here.
Hey, man,
I hope you all took something from
Yeah,
this.
So
we
yeah, man,
all can do something.
yeah. So that's our time. We are the Cool Ass Nerdy Dudes podcast.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for listening.
Peace.
See you next time.